Hello, hello everybody. It's time for me scooch my mic and everything else. Another art stream. We're doing something a little bit different today. Good morning. Hope you're doing well. We're doing something a little different today because I was like, I want to draw Cooking with Kindness characters. So I did. We're gonna color them today. And drink my water because I haven't done anything colored in like a million years, so I need to do some of that. It's been a long time. Hello, hello, thank you for coming! So I do have a file prepped. It's just a bunch of character drawings, but I did want to do something a little different today. Appreciate y'all being here. Good grief, I am so extremely sore. I tried some gardening stuff yesterday, and it turns out I'm horribly out of shape because I was trying to lug around like a 50-pound bag of soil. It didn't go super well. At least like when I was trying to like shovel it all into the pots and stuff. Hey, what's happening here? Oh, it's on the wrong thing. That makes sense. Up here, please. Let's Cooking with Kindness drawings, yes. That's what we're doing. Something a little different. I imagine this is probably going to take us most of the day. Work around with my brushes and stuff like that. Yeah, it's been like forever since I colored something. I don't really like color for work at all. Or, you know, most of my Eldritchrune stuff is obviously just the monochrome sort of shading, so that's not much going on with that. So it's nice to just kind of like paint a little bit. You know? Let's paint a little bit. I wanted to draw Luna because they're so cute. And I'll try and figure out if I can work out the coloring stuff is based on the sprites. Also, sorry if there is fan noise. It's because there's a fan going on because it's hot. It's finally starting to become hot. For the summer. Which I guess makes sense because it's now summertime. Or it will be in a few days, which, holy cow. And also, 10 days until the things. And Washington is nice. It's pretty decent here. Hasn't been too terrible yet. I know it's going to get hotter. But, in the meanwhile, let's see. I don't really want to give the impression of feathers because it's supposed to be like moth wings. Maybe I should actually like look up moth wings. Where's the middle one? Oh, they're that one. Okay. But we'll just kind of make it up as we go. That is another reason I should do some more coloring is just to practice. Because if you don't do something for a while, you start to kind of forget how to do it. Well, good grief. I swear I have to like always press twice on my thing in order to get like, I don't know, proper, can't remember the name for it. Eyedropper. I need proper eyedropper stuff. But yeah, I was actually trying to garden yesterday. I'm trying to grow collards for Alfies because I cannot find them anywhere anymore. Nobody is selling collards. Maybe there's a supply chain issue. But I got some collard starters from the garden store. And I'm trying to grow them. So that I can just be like, you know, I might save myself a whole lot of like time and money and headaches if I just grow them myself, but I'm pretty much a newcomer to gardening. So, kind of hoping it'll work out. They'll turn in 10 days! Ah! I'm gonna scream! I'm gonna scream! It's gonna be crazy. I can't believe it's gonna, like, tomorrow we'll be in the single digits. We'll be in it's so crazy how it just, like, I was not expecting it to come this fast. But I am very excited. I'm scared and excited. Did you have enough time to get... Yes, just barely. Basically, I needed at least 2 weeks notice, so as soon as I found out about the date, I, put in my time off. And it got approved, so I'm good for, like, 3 days off. Because I'm like, okay, I know I need, like, a day to play the game. And then I know I'm gonna need some days to recover. Because that's what happened last time. I, like, couldn't sleep after chapters 3 and 4, so I'm like, okay, I need to, like, recover and stuff like that. So luckily I put that in. Also helps that, like, my supervisor and I are, like, friends, just, like, outside of work, we're friends. So they, like, know what's going on with Deltarune and stuff like that, and they understand and support me and that. Just a matter of, you know, actually putting in the proper paperwork for it. Which is what I was concerned about. That's why I didn't want it shadow drop, because, like, if it, like, it's out right now, go play it, like, that's bad for me. But at least 2 weeks notice was just barely enough. Just barely enough. I don't know if this is really, like, proper moth wings or not. Got done with the piano Easter eggs. I never did any of the piano Easter eggs because I can't play the piano very well. It's really funny seeing people, like, do those, though. A little bit of... I'll probably add, like, some other shading stuff behind here, but let's add a little bit of that. Something like that. I'll probably do my, weird little outline stuff later, but sounds that I like doing. That does bring the question, how does Ralsei know the soundtrack? Ralsei, how do you know that? What do you know, Ralsei? Tell us your secrets. Like, Ralsei, weren't you humming that earlier? I can imagine just Ralsei just, like, singing the soundtrack wherever they go. He's humming the battle theme as it's going. Would be extremely funny. If you do any Melody of the Toy Story theme, Chopsticks, or Heart and Soul, there's a dialogue of Susie saying, "Stop messing around." Does the entertainer bring up anything? That's usually what people ask you to play on the piano. I don't think it does. That's too bad. Ross, like, humming Black Knife even while he's, like, swooned. I've got to provide the soundtrack. I do still love Toby just coming out of nowhere and killing you if you play Megalovania. Like, no, that's not allowed. Okay. That looks moth-wingy enough. I hope so. Yeah, he's got to run us over with his car at some point. I love how he posted that one post once that was like, "This is the last thing you see before you die," with, like, Toby and the annoying dog in the car, and it's like, yeah, that just ended up being true. He was just not lying. I'm ready for Friend Inside Me jokes to be done. I don't like Woody Theory. It's boring. No more. No more. I'm sure it's probably never, like, even if it gets, like, it doesn't happen in chapter 5, it'll be like, chapter 6, trust. Chapter 7, trust. It's like, no, guys. Stop. No more. No more. Fluffy fluff. But again, maybe I'm the wrong person to ask about it because I'm too old. I'm too much of an old fart to be like, oh, these memes are so funny. We need to hype up half-human Susie Theory to be bigger than Woody Theory. That's going to be a hell of an ask. People don't seem to like it very much. Some people like it. And I'm like, yay, I'm glad you like it. But overall, I don't think it's well liked. I'm not sure why necessarily, but, who knows? I'm sure I'll throw an insane fit if, it does come true. Although, to be fair, if it's not like... Actually, I think, she has... they have black pants, too. It's okay. Crusades fix things, right? Especially on the internet. They definitely don't make things worse. People definitely don't find that obnoxious. And tiring. And want to counter it in any way possible. But I mean, if it happens, then it happens. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. But I do get the feeling that it's going to happen in Chapter 5. Or at least be, like, made undeniable in Chapter 5. Because I just don't know if we'll have time for it in Chapter 6. I think we're going to have too much other stuff to do in Chapter 6 and 7. So it's got to come up somehow in Chapter 5. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming. Again, we're doing coloring today. It's nice to color a thing in. I'll have to go through here with, like, multiply layer later. Where's music? There is. Also, thank you for the subscription. There is music playing. It might be a little quiet because, I also have my fan on because it is hot, but I can, bump it up a little bit. I'm always trying to, walk this careful line between having the music playing, but not so loud that it's gonna get me copy struck because good old Sebastian Wolf. Or whoever's the problem with it. It's at least on my end, like, it's not worth fighting copyright problems. I don't, like, make a lot of money off of this or anything. So if something is like, this thing has stuff, it can't be monetized, I'm like, ah, well, then it can't be monetized. And then that's just the reality of it. Let's see. I'm trying to do like this purpley, very gray and purpley thing going on. 3 years. Oh my goodness! Also, Hype Train. Holy crap! You've been a fan for so long. Thank you. Also, can I just say, Luna, I've seen your art just like improving over the years, and it's really nice to see. I can see the improvement happening. If you try different medias and stuff like that, so awesome job. You're getting better and better all the time. I have no clue what I'm doing with these pants. What am I doing with these pants? I'll do like a softer brush, I think. There we go. These are just kind of like vaguely black pants. I kind of, like they have noticed like Undertale Deltarune pants. Usually, like the pants and the legs and the shoes all form into one color, and then never quite know where they end and where they begin. It's kind of how it is, which is fine. Oh, nice. I hope it goes well. Yeah, mostly this week I think I'm just going to have to work on my job stuff because I got to get as much of it done before Chapter 5 so that I don't have that hanging over me and I can get meet my deadlines. Okay, do I have another? Okay, you can see more of their patterns on, like, the back of the wings, but not so much the front of the wings. Yeah, okay, so was it FIFA or was it the Knicks? Did the Knicks win basketball? Is that why New York City went wild? I only have vague knowledge. I heard New York City went wild, but I'm not sure the reason. What was it, the soccer or basketball? I hope it was basketball. Okay, it was okay, good. I'm glad the Knicks won. Again, I'm not super versed in sports or anything like that, but I just know talking to my parents last Wednesday, because I do a weekly call with them. My mom was in New York recently and was seeing stuff with the Knicks and stuff like that. You know, from New York, and she's like, oh, they haven't won in a while. I really hope the Knicks win this year. And then they did. Yay, that's good. I'm glad it was the Knicks. Good job, New York. It seems like it wasn't even like a dangerous riot kind of thing. It was just like people just celebrating, having fun. So that's awesome. We always need us a good reason to, you know, celebrate. This just ended the longest championship drop. Oh, that's wild. How many years is it? Like, when was the last time the Knicks won? Again, I'm very not versed in sports, so I just have to trust what other people say. I'm hesitant to be like, oh, sports ball, who cares? Because, like, obviously this stuff matters to a lot of people, even if it doesn't to me. Like, it doesn't make sense to be rude. The Knicks won the NBA championship in 1973. So that was, like, 50 odd years ago. Oh, that's crazy. Caddy, right. Oh my goodness. That's a crazy long time. So, hooray, hooray, I'm glad they won. Good job, Knicks. Good job, New York. As the Susie dialogue in the room with absorb if you don't go to Ralsei. Wait, what's that about? Sorry, I'm a little confused. Context. Okay, I'm trying to, like, carefully, construct this color from the bottom up, which is kind of a weird way to do it, but... Good grief. I swear, this thing just does not work. Oh yeah, you gotta make a Caddy a black mage. Before I was pretty, like, pretty certain that Caddy and Jockington would be, like, in the Dark World, like, not as party members, but as, like, antagonists. I'm kind of wondering maybe if they won't be, and they're not going to show up until, like, Festival Dark World, because I don't think Noelle's going to be in the next Dark World, which is a shame, but it doesn't surprise me that much. But I might change my bingo card. Don't know if Caddy and Jockington will show up either, which is boo-hoo. But sad. But sad. Let's see. I needed their little jacket. Just like this kind of grayish color. In the room that has the absorb axe, if you speak to Susie without going to the Ralsei room before, she would speak of a book with eyes, and one of the eyes speak to her. Oh, I think I recall something like that. I'm not quite sure what that means, but... it's like something like that. Oh, because otherwise she's like, well, we need to find furniture for Ralsei's room. That's right. That's true. They're gonna have to steal more stuff out of Asgore's place for furniture for Ralsei's room, too. Yeah, I feel like Black Mage works best for Caddy. Okay. We got this cute little gray outfit. Probably shouldn't pull too much from the sprite, because that's gonna not quite work out, but we'll do our best. I do like how, I like Luna's color scheme. It's really sweet. Fortune Teller for Caddy? Fortune Teller could work too. Wait, is Fortune Teller a class in Final Fantasy? This is specifically about, like, Final Fantasy classes. Like, I know there's a lot of Final Fantasy classes I don't know about because there's, like, a bunch in 5, but I don't remember what they all are. Oh, maybe it's in 14. Yeah, there's, like, a bunch in 14, too. Yeah, Final Fantasy classes, specifically. Like, I know that Final Fantasy 14 recently added, like, Pictomancer or something like that, which I'm like, oh, that sounds like it'd be fun to play. But I can't do it, because otherwise I'll never get anything done. Classes like Oracle that I think is kind of aligned with fortune-telling stuff. Fascinating. Is that like a support class or something? Interesting. Interesting. Eldritchrune Kris would be Beastmaster. Might need to break out the oil heavy brush. Oh, that's very oil heavy. Oracle is an FF Tactics. Okay. Has Astrologian, which is kind. Oh, okay. Also fascinating. I learn something new every day. That's why I can't play FF14. I know I wouldn't like. I know FF14 is good. I know I would enjoy it, and I also know if I started it, I would just never do anything else. And I like being able to do my projects, so I can't start 14, even though like all my friends play 14. Like I do not doubt 14 is good. That's why I can't play 14. Yeah, I'd never play anything else. These people always do like really cute art from 14. I mean, like heck, Timmy plays 14, so you can see a lot of her art's super cute. I totally forgot I had a remix of this song on my list. I need more of it. I like Stronger Monsters. Yep, that's what they're designed to do. They are designed to absorb all your energy. Give me all your power. Okay. 14 following one of the stream runners generally helps. That makes sense. That sounds like a good plan. Because yeah, otherwise I can just see that just absolutely taking up all your time. Again, I've got a lot of my friends play 14. A lot of my coworkers play 14, and they're like super involved in it. They got like, you know, I can't even describe all what they're doing. It's pretty insane. So looks cool, but I'm like all my projects I want to do. They just take up too much time for me to devote to an MMO. I kind of technically already do play an MMO. I play Sky, Children of the Light. That's the one I play with my friend Reb. But like Sky is a much lighter MMO. It does not require nearly as many hours put into it as like 14. Like basically I can play Sky for like half an hour a day and be fine. In terms of, you know, getting done my daily stuff like that. Also, in later versions of 5. Maybe I should try some of the older Final Fantasy games sometime. I haven't even played 7. I never finished 8. Like, technically, the most recent game, Final Fantasy game that I finished is 9. Or not the most recent, the most, the oldest. I haven't played like 14 or 15 at all though. Or 16. Yeah, 9 is really good. I love 9 a lot. I think 10 is my favorite, but also that was the first one I played and finished, and I suspect that the adage holds true that whichever Final Fantasy you play first is your favorite. So I have very fond memories of 10, but like, objectively speaking, 9 is just a really excellent game. And the soundtrack is really great. Let's see. Need a little bit more. That. I should probably go back in and do the details on this later after I have everything done and kind of going along with it. Got through the Pixel remaster versions of 1 through 6. That's good to know. Yeah, that's probably what I would need, so I don't have to grind so much. And 6 is another one I've heard is just really excellent, so I'd also like to try 6. I'm kind of debating if I should do like the original 7 or like the remake of 7, because it sounds like the remake of 7 is extremely different from original 7. And not necessarily as like a bad thing, but like it kind of helps to play within the context of original 7, it sounds like. Okay. Know that Luna has like those dark spots. Maybe we'll do a little bit more of that. Probably play OG7 first, that makes sense. So many games, so little time. So little time. Alright, now we gotta do the Fluffy. Actually, let's do, no, we'll do that. We'll do that later. The Fluffy. Very different from the original 7? Yeah, that's what I heard. That was the impression that I get. Actually, I should have probably use a stronger brush for this first. Then we can add the fluff. Probably set 7 Rebirth recently. Nice. Nice. Well, I guess whenever I finish, like, whatever I'm going to be doing with Chapter 5, I'll probably just go ahead and jump into Chrono Trigger like I was originally planning, because then I know I'll have time to do a long game, and, we'll do that. Unless there's something in 5 where I'm like, oh, there's a clear reference here that I need to, like, play instead. But I'll do Chrono Trigger unless I decide otherwise. Because I know that's one I need to play. The combined 7 remake stuff, isn't it like 4 games or something like that? Like, it's something ridiculous. Like, it's still coming out, technically. It's also doing, like, the chapter system that Eldritchrune is. 3 chapters, okay. Yeah, it's, like, crazy long. Oh, that's the hair one. That's not the one I want. I want the rust brush. Actually, very good. When do you think we're getting Chapter 6? I think the end of 5 would be told what year it's scheduled to come out. That's possible. My guess is I could see June 2028. I'm a little... It kind of sounds like it's going faster. I'm a little bit worried. I'm a little worried that it's going to be, like, same time next year, like 2027. That's going to kind of frighten me, because I want to get Eldritchrune done before 6 comes out. And, if it's coming out that soon, I gotta hustle. So, it kind of sounds like 6, they're getting through 6 pretty fast, because they're like, we might actually start working on 7 this year, and I'm like, ah, what do you mean? That's really fast. So, well, 2 years from now, possible, but I wouldn't, honestly, the way they were saying is how fast it's going, I wouldn't be surprised if it was like next year. Oh, there was a bonus chapter? Oh, so I think I gotta take my stretch break soon. Didn't even realize. I'm just trying to... What? I like fluffy, fuzzy, fluffy. Ha ha ha, 6, 7. Very funny. Very funny. It's, okay, worth it to play through it once. Okay. They look like they got big muffs. They're wearing big muffs. Okay. They're okay so far. I'll probably add some multiply layers in there too, but right now it's time to do some stretching. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking that it'll end in 2029, because I get the feeling that 7 is going to be a much more complicated chapter than the previous ones, but we'll see. What, you couldn't do the Gen Alpha meme? Is it a Gen Z or it's probably Gen Alpha meme? Probably Gen Alpha. Remake is like 20, 25 chapters long. Good grief. That's kind of ridiculous. Yeah, that's why I'm scared. Like, what do you mean some people are moving on to chapter 7 by the end of this year? What? That's soon. That's soon. That's crazy. Although I guess they are still working on, like, some bullets and puzzle patterns and stuff for 6, so still probably a ways to go, but I can see it being by, like, end of year next year, which is a scary prospect. Again, I'm like, I need to finish Eldritchrune before then. I don't really want to be doing Eldritchrune after chapter 6. I'd like a bit of a break between 6 and 7. Ha ha ha. You know, where I'm not working on a major Deltarune project. Like, I'll still obviously make fan art and stuff. I'm sure I'll be busy, but I want to not totally jump from Eldritchrune to the project I want to do after the full game is out. I'd like some lead time, basically, where I gotta practice some other things. Solid date to a day for when Chapter 7 comes out. Let's say October 31st, 2028. That would be interesting. Or yeah, 6 might come out on that day. What an interesting thing that it came out on Halloween. Why that date? Especially since, like, Christmas seems like it's the more relevant date. But who knows? Although I don't want a chapter to come out on Christmas at any point because I'm usually not in town at Christmas. The game was inspired by creepypasta. Well, I think the weird root was. I don't think the actual game was. The actual game was inspired by a fever dream. By a crazy dream. I need to start posting my dream images again, but lately I haven't been doing them as much because I've been like, I'll have a dream and I know I had something and then I can't remember any images from it enough to draw them when I get up. Yeah, that's what makes the weird root so creepy, is that it feels like something out of a creepypasta. Which I think is on purpose. Oh, I think that one's done on purpose. Alright, I will be right back for one more stretch and stuff. Alright, I'm back! With my water. My back still hurts from gardening yesterday. I'm so out of shape. I'm trying to do my neck stretches. And it's like, ow, ow, ow. It's probably why I couldn't sleep last night. My poor back. Like, surely, if I lug around a 50-pound bag of soil without working up to it, it'll be fine. And nothing bad will happen. Turns out that's not true. That. Both Undertale and Delta both had significant creepypasta inspirations. I think in that sense, they both had inspirations in the sense that Toby is just very aware of, like, online culture and how people interact with games on the internet. Because that's how he was doing it. And also, like, I think if you look at some of his earlier stuff, that's like Halloween Hack is kind of almost supposed to be like a creepypasta in a sense. Inspired by, like, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Which is pretty much how people did it, like, before the internet. You'd be like, oh, you can find you under the truck, and this if you do this, this, and this, and stuff like that. Nope, what was that? Basically whatever, like, old school, you know, way that rumors spread and all that. Alright, yeah, I'll definitely go back over this later with, my usual outline brush. And get the fuzzies! They're so fluffy! How to unlock Azrael like Luigi in Mario 64. I do love looking through that, theory thing or whatever, and it's like, yeah, Gaster is green like Luigi is. And I'm like, I don't know if that's true. That's right, Gaster's like, what if Luigi was like a creepy guy? I might have to do that hands later, actually, but we'll do them on for now. Gaster wins by doing absolutely nothing. Somebody needs to, like, edit that meme with, like, Gaster as Luigi and then also put, like, I don't know, Friend and Des or Eram or whatever on the others. They all roll off. I don't even know what you would glean from that, but it'd be really funny. I'm actually not sure how Waluigi came to be. I'm sure there's a reason behind it. They are. I like the flower ruins. Somebody asked me to draw one for a request thing. They're like little guys. They're such cute little guys. Dan's finally to his brother, and it's a tiny Gaster with a propeller hat and a lollipop. Chud's son. Extremely funny. Alright, I'm gonna add a little bit more fuzz. Gotta have fuzz. That's what moths cause them. Fuzz. They're wearing muffs. Never speak to me or my Chud son again. I think I'm gonna have to put a... I'm not gonna keep the background white. I'm gonna have to put, like, the colored background on this eventually so that... so that Luna will stand out, basically. Usually helps to have a colored background anyway. Luna! It is Luna. Also, hello. Thank you for coming. Today, I'm taking a break from Eldritchrune. So I'm like, I really like the characters in Cooking with Kindness. I want to draw them, and I haven't colored in 10 million years, so that's what we're doing today. And I might need to do this now because, alright, I'm going to put on a temporary backdrop so that I can see what I'm doing with Luna's colors. That's a little bit better. Let's turn that off. Yay, they're so cute. They're so cute. Let's see. I got a break. Yeah, and it's nice to do a little bit of coloring. Like, I miss coloring. I haven't done it in like 10 million years because of my job and also the comics I do. It's too like I kind of wish I could do more color comics because I think those always get more attention because people just kind of more naturally drawn to that. But like, especially something long like Eldritchrune, it's just not practical. That's why I usually try and find ways around it where I just do like a monochrome color. Did what I did in paper trail, stuff like that. It does. It takes too long. I really admire people who can like, you know, do really fantastic color and stuff like that. I'm not much of a colorist. So that's probably why I do best with storyboards because like, oh goodness. I don't have the patience to render things out very nicely. They are wizards, it's true. Like, I can draw a whole bunch of the same thing over and over again. I do that for my job, but as soon as I have to, like, stop on, like, one painting and, like, spend a long time on it like people do, I'm like, this is taking too long! You're taking too long! Like, I have to move on! Why am I spending an hour on one thing? Even though that is extremely normal to do in art. I just like drawing fuzz! Fuzz, 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 fuzz! Probably go back in here later with a multiply brush just to make stuff pop out too. We're taking too long. Now, in addition to like the theories I want to come true in chapter 5, I hope like my little the animatic I did with Suzelle and Jackenstein comes true. So I think that'd be cute. I'm gonna have to draw over the hands later. Something like that. Ooh. Fluff, fluff. I'm just gonna end up making them way too fluffy, which might be impossible, but who knows? We'll find out. We'll find out. Should probably need slightly more shading under the. Is it a beak or is it a proboscis or is it both? I'm assuming it's kind of both. Might be both. Okay. Yay, correct. We'll see how far I get with coloring today. If I don't finish everything on stream, I will finish it later today. Nice. Well, thank you for stopping by. Always appreciate you being here. Let's see. Try and do actually a little bit more of a fine brush. No, the days can be busy. I gotta go get more crim kits for Alfie's later today. And again, sorry if there's like fan background noise, but it is hot and I don't have air conditioning, so I gotta make do with what I can. It's so fluffy! Look at that. What happened there? So I'll probably... Yep. And I probably should wait till I go back in later with my detail brush. Excuse me. I do want to play more of this game in the future because it was cute and I got invested and I want to see more. Do that. Like a purple rim light. Oh, not the brush I wanted. You can tell which brushes I use a lot because I accidentally like hotkeyed all over them, so their names don't make sense. You ever like accidentally press the wrong hotkey while trying to press a brush, and then it's like a, you know. Also did that where like I'm trying to hotkey like zoom in, zoom out, and then I'm like, why isn't it zooming in, zooming out? It turns out I've pressed like 1111111 in like Discord or work group chat or something. I'm like, oh, that's why. Red like that. The most annoying thing is that like I kind of switch between like 3 different programs for art, and they all have different hotkeys for zoom in and zoom out. And sometimes it's really difficult to forget, really easy to forget like which is which. Okay, I know I need to do a little bit. I think we'll come back there later once we have them done. Cute. Okay, we got some base colors down for Luna. Let's do Sunny. For a long time, I think I drew them with sleeves, and then I was like, oh wait, I don't think they have sleeves, so we're just gonna pretend the sleeves aren't there. Actually, is there anything else I need to do with Luna? I'm not sure. I think I'm okay, and I might go back in later again and add the multiply layers and little outlines. Stuff like that. Sunny got them usual Frisk and Kris pants and shoes where they all just blend together into the same color. I might separate them out a little bit. That makes sense, honestly. I'm not surprised that's how it is. It's probably easier to spray, yeah. It's just always funny from a fan art perspective. You're trying to have to, like, interpret, like, where do the pants end and the shoes begin? We'll never know. At the very least, I'm glad that Sunny has, like, natural human skin color. That is one of the really hard things about doing, like, Undertale Deltarune fan art with the humans is, like, why are they Simpsons yellow? How do you interpret that? Like, on the one hand, it makes sense that it's that way, like, in the bright colors that you have for the games, where, like, the sprites are naturally, like, these really bright colors, so the yellow skin kind of, like, it doesn't look bad. But, like, as soon as you try and interpret that, in fan art, you're like, oh, this is so awkward. Simpsons, well, the Simpsons are canon to Deltarune. But I think my fave explanation is that, like, humans are just, like, multicolored, like, in Doug, where you have, like, blue and green and purple humans. Like, that's just how they are in Undertale, too. They just have, like, wildly different colors. Like calico cats. And that's just normal. They have Simpsons colors and they're all they-thems. They don't understand the monster thing with, like, gender. But that's just a headcanon. A kind of irrelevant headcanon. Oh well. Suppose we need to see other humans to find out for sure how that works, but who knows if that will happen. There's an archaic law that says he or she who is found trespassing will be fined. So only non-binary people can visit the mountain without consequence. Only indies allowed. The rest of you pay fines. Honestly, kind of funny. Let's see. I think the shirt is like... Is the shirt a pink and yellow? Do we have to freak out and tell the theorist now? It's pink and yellow! Holy crap! Oh! It is pink and yellow. Oh, we do have to freak out and tell the theorist now. No, it's cute. To be fair, good colors go good together. Get red. I mean, like on their undershirt kind of thing. Well, why am I keep picking the wrong brush? Very cute, though. I'm glad I have a backup now for coloring, because I feel like sometimes when I like try and interpret a sprite just based on the sprite, then like I'll get it super wrong. It's like, oh no, actually they look like that, and I'm like, oh, I'm dumb. Oops. I want the D. Risk is like mine now, bitch. You know what? They're entitled to it. They should have it. The flirt route. Now we're in outer tail. I guess I should try the flirt route in that sometime, because that's like a whole extra route where you just flirt with everybody. Everybody loves me. You become Newbert, basically. No, the joke is now, the sign says trespassers will be fined. How have I not known that as like a joke before? Wait a minute. I feel like that's an old joke that I should have known from like childhood or something. How do I not know that? Adds extra flavor to the root? Okay. Hey, are you fine? I'm fine. I'm trespassing. It's fine. How did Kris and Friskin learn to flirt like a master? That's a dang good question. Where did they learn their skills from? Sure as heck wasn't me. Alright, thanks for coming. It's them and their personalities are different enough. I don't know. I remember watching Andrew Cunningham's video on that, where it's like, who is the narrator? And based on like what we know about it, and it seems like the answer is there is no one person that's the narrator, because it will like flop between, you know, you and Kris sometimes. Sometimes the narrator knows things that Kris shouldn't. Sometimes it like deliberately hides stuff from us. It's really not clear. So I suspect the narrator is nobody. Like, at least from Undertale, I can definitely see the case for, like, Narrakara kind of thing. I feel like there's pretty decent backing for that, but when it comes to Deltarune, much more ambiguous, I think. Yeah, that's the problem. That there's not really much coherence to it. Like, sometimes the parentheses are used to denote like a character is thinking and not saying something out loud, which is why you have that whole weird root thing with Noelle, because she's thinking and then the player can hear it. And then sometimes it's just the character is whispering. Or just kind of saying something to an aside. It's not consistent. So I think it really is a situation of just whatever works best for the scene. Apron. I wonder if I can add a little bit highlight to the cream. Just a bit. Unfortunate. I don't think we'll be able to glean anything from the narrator. The narrator is Toby. He will tell us information as he sees fit. We'll add a little bit of shadow stuff. That's what I love. Grillby's big purple tie. It's so cute. He's just a baby. He is. Add a little something down here. A little purple. Teenagers are just bigger children. That's what Queen said. From canon to plural Kris. I mean, plural Kris could be interesting, but I don't think that would manifest through, like, the narration, basically. I don't know enough about pluralism, or however you describe it, to, like, be like, oh yeah, Kris is definitely plural. I get the feeling it's one of those things where, like, I don't think the intention is for Kris to be plural, but I can see why, like, people who are plural would be like, oh, I see myself in this character, like, it me kind of thing. Because that can absolutely happen. Same way that, like, folks who are trans are like, oh my goodness, I see myself in Ralsei a lot. We should talk about the narrator. They say it's only you. In chapter 2, they switch to it's what they call you. Only one is no one else. When chapter 2 is going, everyone else looks at Kris and assumes it's Kris. Yeah, it does change. I mean, it does change again when we have Susie there, and she's like, okay, with Susie here, you know, it's okay being you kind of thing. So it definitely seems to change every chapter. But I can definitely get the sense that, like, the idea that Kris was being controlled by the players and that Kris is, you know, a separate entity from the player and is supposed to be seen as such was something that was basically supposed to, like, be kind of ambiguous and kept secret until the end of the chapter when it's like, reveal, dun, 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 kind of thing. I can see it being played that way. I think we're supposed to basically get through every chapter with, like, kind of a new revelation by the end of it. What, Frisk and Kara is like the angel and devil? That isn't necessary. I don't know if I'd buy that. Although I guess that's fine in a comic. Uh-oh. How about that? Like, what if Kris from most of chapter 1 wasn't 100% sure? Themselves, the soul is just odd thoughts or outright someone else, and the narrator is lying to them. I don't know, because I guess that depends on what they were anticipating, because I definitely think that Kris was, like, going into this being like, okay, I'm gonna get possessed by the soul, and, this is gonna happen to me. Maybe it was a thing of, like, I don't know what that's gonna feel like until I experience it. Another question, the Smile ARG, it was basically, the question was, when will it take place? And I don't know if my answer was too broad or not. I wasn't sure what to answer for it. But yeah, that was next question for the ARG. So, crossing fingers that I get to move forward with this answer, whatever that'll be. Apparently, we'll have another question for that the day before Chapter 5 comes out, which, that's terrifying! Are crack crossovers okay to do? Like, in general? Yeah, sure. That's what most of a, live journal RP is. Oh, where? Yeah, that's right. It was, where does it take place? That was the question. You're correct. I was wrong. Yeah, it's where does it take place? I think the answer I gave was, like, where she had her happiest memory. Trying to, like, I don't know if I could suss something out from that answer or not. Because I was like, oh, I could do the festival, I could do the Ferris wheel. That was, like, my first thoughts. I'm like, I don't know if I want to. People are probably going to have that covered. So maybe I should try something else. So I don't know if that's too broad of an answer. I think they meant for your stuff, crossovers. I mean, I'm probably not going to make those myself, but if people want to cross over my stuff, that's fine. I won't stop them. Like, if you want to, like, commission me to do that, sure. But I'm not going to, like, cross over, like, Eldritchrune and Dogs of Future Past or anything myself. I don't know if they specify if it's... Yeah, they don't specify what it is, but since the last question was, like, how long did it take for her to smile? My assumption for that answer was, like, where does that smile take place? Because then it's like, where does one question follow the answer, follow the previous kind of thing. So I assume it's like, where does that smile take place? Apparently that smile is a big honkin' deal. Otherwise, I'm not sure. But yeah, that ARG is so dang vague. And it's especially kind of scary because usually for an ARG, like, the community works together to, like, get the correct answer. This doesn't seem like it's that kind of ARG. It doesn't seem like there is, like, one correct answer. It's like, okay, whatever works well enough within this is a correct answer. Because, like, multiple things were correct answers. Oh, good grief. Okay, that's a little bit involved. That might be, that might be a little much for a doodle. Can we pare that down a bit? Like, that's like a comic. I mean, I could do them, like, peeking out from the TARDIS. That might be easier to do, actually, like, if their, like, heads are peeking out and they're talking. But I might still have to do it after, break time, because I think it's my break time. Let me, you'll probably have to send me some stuff. Yeah, I also need a reference for the TARDIS, because I haven't drawn that yet. It's in DMs. Okay. Okay, thank you. Alright, I will do that once I get back from, stretch break, because I need to stretch break and get my orange juice. Okay. Well, characters getting lost can be fun. Also, I'm not sure if I'm doing Sunny's arms right, but I'll do my best. Okay, but we'll do stretch breaks, and I'll do that when I get back. See, that was like one of the one memes that I actually enjoyed. I like the Kris where the fuck are we memes because like I saw people get really creative with them and like, do stuff in different styles and kind of, invent new versions of the characters to put in different games. Like that was cute. That was fun. I liked that as a meme. I like it when memes, make people be creative. I don't like it when people scream friend inside me, always bet on Papyrus Knight, driving in my, like, ugh. Like, just don't scream a phrase at me. Do something neat. That's a huge callback to that. I mean, Gameoverse was in the works for a long time, so along similar ideas. The 1996 TARDIS design. I didn't watch. Back in the day, I did watch some of like new Doctor Who. I watched a lot of Ninth Doctor and a little bit of 10th because my friends were into that. We were all geeks and nerds and all that stuff. But I have not kept up with Doctor Who, and I guess they're not doing more for a while, which that sucks. That's a little stinky. No, rip Doctor Who. All of the Super Wholocks have died! Oh no! Biggest fumble in history is not fame. Okay, well, what happened in the last regeneration? Oh, wow. Billy Piper becomes the Doctor, but it's not confirmed. Well, that's really annoying. That's frustrating. Like, kind of like, we gotta bait an audience back by doing a big crazy thing, and it's like, Ooh. I'm like, of the Super Wholocks, if I only actually watched Doctor Who. I never really watched Supernatural or Sherlock. Oh, hello! Thank you for coming. I'm doing my stretches, and then we gotta do a request real quick, and then we'll jump back into colors. Does like making a Bond villain into the main Bond actor? I guess that's a choice. I don't know if it's a good one, but it's a choice. Oh, interesting. But yes, thank you for coming. I'm enjoying getting back into some colors and stuff like that. It's been way too long since I did a little color paint stuff. Alright, I'll be right back for one more stretch and stuff. Alrighty, I'm back with my orange juice. Classic Who vibes. Oh, well, actually, if you have, like, color refs, that'd be really cool. Because I'm mostly trying to go off the sprites, and obviously I'm like, okay, I hope I'm interpreting this correctly. I was talking about this earlier. I'm like, I always feel like if I draw from sprites, I'm gonna get something horribly wrong. Okay, let me look at the references and stuff. And we'll pop back over to here. Boop, boop, boop. Okay. Do the doodle page. Where can I stick a TARDIS? Actually, that's probably a good place for one. But TARDIS and Pelican Mouth. I don't know. The back rooms. You little thingy. I do wish it was easier to do straight lines in Photoshop. I've got better programs for that. There Solano is. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm sticking it here because I have room for it here. I've been to London. I don't think I ever saw these police boxes. Do they exist anymore? I know it's like way too thin on one side. Differently? Okay, that makes sense. That's how it often is. Only in the 1960s. Gotcha. Well, I went in the 90s, so I would not have seen them. That's too bad. I did get to ride the double-decker buses, though. Please forgive this extremely not accurate TARDIS. It's like skinny TARDIS. Yeah, it's fun to take characters and stylize them and stuff like that. She's trying to lose weight. No, you're perfect as you are, TARDIS. You don't need to lose weight. So we're just kind of squeezing it in here. Police box. Does all cops are bastards include the TARDIS because it's a police box? Probably not. For no reason. Which I probably put a public call. Yeah, that would be helpful actually. Like I think I drew Sunny with sleeves earlier, and then I was like, wait a minute, I don't think they have sleeves. Bit more actors? Possible. Okay. Esmeralda's gonna be off model. It's always one of the dangers of like drawing a Disney character is because like they're so easy to get off model. And Disney's particular back there. At least they used to be. Tell you what, it's really annoying how a lot of companies nowadays are like, actually, it's fine if all this AI-generated art is off-model. We suddenly don't care. But yeah, you can send me color refs. That'd be really cool. Like some shows actually work totally fine if the characters are off-model. Like Steven Universe was based a lot on the board artists' drawings rather than like keeping stuff really on model. And honestly, I think it works really well. I like the fact that you can kind of see like a board artist individual like styles in Steven Universe because board artists actually do really have their own boarding styles. I can tell, like, just on the show that I work on, like, oh, those drawings are from so-and-so, those drawings are from so-and-so, kind of thing. Like, everybody draws the characters a different way. Scoot her down a little bit. Every shot in Hunchback, wasn't she off model? I don't think so, no. Might have depended on some factors. Yeah, it's not the kind of thing an average person would have picked up on. And again, being off model, not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes you get cool stuff. I think most of the time, if, like, especially if a corporation is doing it, if they want something on model, it's for, like, branding reasons. What's his wires? Okay, I'll get the friend request on Discord. As soon as I finish this. Where are we, Doctor? Wait, I'm not the Doctor. Okay. I have to finish this up. Okay, they squeeze in right in that little top spot. Oh, the lamp, right. I gotta do the little lamp. The at the top. I don't know how I describe it. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah, that's the proper name for it. Proper word for it. Okay. That's been added. Cool beans. Alright, let me go to friendship. And, accepted. Kris, we are already friend request accepted. There we go. Thank you for the request. We're already, like, getting through, like, halfway through the page. It's going along pretty quickly. It's scooting right along. Footloose and fancy free. Footloose and fancy free. What? That's nothing. Just my phone company being like, hey, phone. I'm your phone. Thank you, phone. I know. Okay. And we're back to the colors. Yeah, I'm probably going to go over this later with like a multiply layer or something and then some the outlines and stuff. Probably won't be able to get to it on stream. But we'll do our best. We'll do our best with what we got. Okay. Well, that's gonna bother me unless I do something about this collar right now. Right the heck now. Now we'll look and see if a thing pops up on the Discord. But yes, I have friend request accepted. Yeah. Again, why do I have to like tap twice in order to get the select tool to work? I swear, every time. Tap, tap, let me get it. Let me do it. Oh, thank you. This is lovely. Oh, perfect. Nice. That's awesome. Thank you. Perfect, perfect. Yeah, this is very helpful. Thank you so much. Just to see what things look like. Actually, I should probably do the hair first before I... do the skin again. I like their crazy hair. Well, I imagine, like this is the kind of hair that's, like, very fun to draw, but I can't imagine it's fun to sprite. It seems like that would be kind of Nightmare City. Here, make all the little pixels go everywhere! That kind of, like, you know, kind of curly, scraggly hair. Ah, there's a hair on my tablet. Speaking of hair. You notice when, like, you're drawing and your hair just kind of gets everywhere? Can't even blame it on my pet because she has no hair. If there's hair in the house, it's all me. She has to deal with it too. Man. Thing that could... Chapter 4 files. Yeah. I have so many playthroughs to watch. I want to watch Molly's playthrough. I want to watch Snapcube's playthrough. I know that Alpaca's friends are doing a playthrough. There's not enough time in the day to do them all. Plus all the other videos I wanted to do. Oh yeah, the bedhead sprites. Those are so cute. And go poof. Big poof. Oh, what stream is Wayne doing on Tuesday? Half-Life 2 VR AI. Okay. That sounds cool, but I might not have time for it. Again, I'd have, like, a ton of things I need to get through before Chapter 5, and one of them includes Snapcube's Deltarune playthrough. So I'm probably going to prioritize that over Half-Life, because I don't know Half-Life. I'll probably play it sometime. But I'll hold off on that. I should probably be unspoiled first. Cute. And easy to sprite. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. You don't have to worry too much about being on model, as we were talking about. Oh no! Sorry about your internet crapping out. Don't want that happening after the things that happened that one time. Where my internet super duper crapped out, and it was the worst. A little bit, with that, probably fill that out later. I get it. Crack crossovers are fun. I mean, like, again, I used to do LJRP a lot back in the day. And I enjoyed it. I was trying to understand, like, why I liked LJRP, which is, like, a lot of crack crossovers, but, like, power scaling I find really annoying. Or at least, like, not very fun for me. I'm like, why is one of these, like, fun for me, and then I'm like, power scaling, I don't want to do that. Because I guess it's the same kind of deal where, like, oh, we're going to cross over all these different series and see how they all... We're going to mash our dolls together and see how they do. But, I don't know. I don't find... Maybe because, like, I like the actual, like, narrative building and story building of RP. If you missed stuff, don't worry. I will put out a VOD later. There will be VODs. I'll go back in here later. Whiskey and I and Kris probably losing a hand. No! Yeah, I definitely think Kris is going to lose a hand. I'm not sold yet on Susie losing an eye because I don't think that's been telegraphed. Not impossible. But I need more... I need more telegraphing for it. I need more evidence the way that, like, it's been, like, done really a lot for Kris. I need to do more studies of, like, lighting, especially on human faces. Hope isn't anything... Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. It's like, we're going to ignore all the themes of the narrative and all the context to, like, try and mash everybody together into this, you know, try and just assume all the rules of the world apply equally. Like, even within LJRP, the whole way that worked was, okay, you're going to match all these characters together, but you were all within this particular rule set. Like, I have played, like, in LJRP, I've played Amaterasu from Okami a couple times. And I've played her both, like, oh, she has her, because she's basically a god, and can reshape reality at will. So, power scaling wise, that's pretty big. But I played her both in games where, she has, like, most of her powers, and games where she has no powers. And either way, I had fun. Because I don't care. That's fine, that's fine. You know, gotta do what you want to do for your own thoughts. Queen saying detachable hands, what was the other telegraphing? There's a lot of it. There's the, as long as Kris has a hand to lift me up, you couldn't see through your hand. They're discussing, a horror movie where, like, the protagonist wakes up without a hand one day and goes rogue and stuff like that. There's, oh, good grief. Yeah, there's basically, like, a lot of different things associated with, Kris and their hand. About hand imagery. Oh, no, I don't think you mentioned that. That would be really cool to see. That would be cool to see. I guess we'll find out. Let's see how terribly bad I am at character shading. Might have to tone this down quite a bit, because I don't think this looks right. Make it just a lot softer. Get the soft brush out. There is so much hand symbolism, it's true. Apparently there was going to be even more, and that was, like, cut. Like, there's going to be some stuff in, like, Spamton stuff, too. So there's crazy amounts of, like, hand symbolism, and, it's a little scary. It's a little bit spooky. How often it comes up. Yeah, yep. So I am all in on Kris losing a hand. I think that's definitely going to happen. And for obvious reasons with myself and my own wrist injury, I think that's a theme that Toby's going to want to play with quite a bit. Like, hands is like a symbol for autonomy. Especially in relation to the knight. Interesting. The hand of the knight is drifting forward. There's a lot of stuff with, like, Kris being, like, you know, washing their hands constantly. Sonny's cute face. Whoop. And a little bit more on the nose. Yeah, I really need to do some lighting studies for, like, the human face. I feel so out of practice. I've only done black and white. Yeah. Especially that line, as long as Kris has a hand to lift me up. What a weird way to say that. Susie, that's a kind of weird way to say that. It's not something like, as long as Kris is there for me kind of thing. As long as Kris has a hand to lift me up. Oh no. And the thing is that I think Susie is going to be the one to take off Kris's hand. That's my prediction. I think it's going to be Susie that does it. Yeah. Colors. For reasons. Actually, I need to do the bottom of their hair first. I gotta do their... Oh, they have, like, a little hair thingy sticking up there. I gotta... Maybe I can add that, the end. So that I can put that in the top. I like using this brush though. This is a fun brush to use. So yeah. I don't want Kris to lose a hand because it'll be sad and scary, but I think based on themes and foreshadowing, it's gonna happen and Susie's gonna do it. Yeah, I would like to see like a video on like hand symbolism in Eldritchrune, because I'm sure there's stuff about it that like I'm forgetting. Yeah, so adorable. Yeah. You have 10 fingers, true. Unless you are missing some. Crazy but true. It's prescient that it was between. Yeah, exactly. I think you're right. I think it's prescient that that was when it started. Again, I've talked about this before, but there really is some kind of like indescribable terror that comes from realizing that the thing that you use to do the thing that you love, that you feel like you were put on this earth to do, is hurting you and preventing you from doing the thing you love, and you might have to like not do it anymore. Like, again, when this first happened to me, I could not stop crying. I was just crying and crying and crying, bawling my eyes out. Until I, you know, went to therapy, went to all the people I need to see, and was like, okay, you know, you can heal, but you're going to have to be careful. Okay, I went to massage therapy on Wednesday. I'm going pretty regularly. Going to massage therapy, stuff like that. So, basically, that's all to say, I understand why that would be a thing that affects Toby really strongly. Especially because, like, a lot of the time they just don't tell you about it. They don't tell you that this is the kind of thing that can happen at all. They kind of expect you to just kind of keep going, and, like, as an artist, you want to keep going. You want to just kind of keep pushing yourself because you want to get your work out there as much as possible, and you don't stop and take care of yourself. Until it's too late. That's why I'm always saying, if you're an artist, please take care of your body so that you can keep doing the thing you love when you're 40. I can keep doing it when I'm 40, but, because I am 40, but it gets more tenuous all the time, and I think about it constantly. But at the same time, that's also when, like, okay, this is when you have help to do things. This is when people come in and, basically help you do the work you want to do. Can't do it all by yourself. Lessons I still need to learn. Knight's hand specifically, but then I went to double check and found even more! Damn dog! Ah! Yeah, eyes is another one. It's very scary. It's very scary. I gotta exercise more. My problem is I really want to, like, do more weight training, because I know, like, even aside from my wrist and my hand, it's just important, like, as you age, like, it's important to be able to, like, lift weights. The problem is that, like, lifting too many weights, makes my wrist feel worse. So I'm stuck in this thing of, like, okay, I want to weight train, but I really can't do more than, like, baby steps of it all the time, because, otherwise I'll hurt myself. So I try, but I feel like I'm, not doing great at it. Especially since, like, yesterday, again, trying to get the soil out and, put it in the pots. I was like, my back, my neck, I can't even garden, Oh, it's relevant to cooking with kindness. Okay. I want to know, but I can't ask. Oh no. How'd you hurt my wrist? Just overworking. I just work too much. Like, I'm the kind of person who just kind of constantly gives myself projects to do, as is evidenced by the fact that I'm constantly doing projects. Like, when I first did it, I think it was 2018. At the time, I was doing both, it was 2019. At the time, I was doing both Paper Trail, and Skybox, and I was also doing my full-time work, so I was just drawing constantly. Actually, no, that's not even the first time I really hurt my wrist. The first time I really hurt my wrist was high school. It was high school. That's how far back it was. Because I was basically working on an animation that I really wanted to get done. And to do it, I was like coloring it in Photoshop using the mouse. That was actually when I got my first tablet, because drawing, you know, naturally rather than clicking a mouse, helped a lot. But I did it all the way back in high school. Also, hello, thank you for coming. Just to say, even as young as high school, please take care of your body. It's rough because it's like all my hobbies and all my interests and my job all involve me, you know, sitting at the computer and drawing all day, because that's just, you know, that's kind of how I am as a person. And it's really rough to, you know, get myself to get out there and like, okay, you can't draw right now. That's not good for you. You're gonna have to do something else. So, and I can especially see it with Kris, because it's like, okay, the way that they express themselves, the way that like they really become their own person is with playing the piano, a thing that you need your hands for. Which is why I'm definitely in on the idea that, like, especially after the scene where Susie's, where what seems like to be the correct answer is, you know, I'll play if you play kind of thing. We'll play the piano together. Is, you know, after Kris loses their hand and stuff like that, they play the piano, like they want to play the piano when they play it with Susie together. Like, I want this to happen, but I will also break down crying. Also, Noelle needs to sing along. Like them playing the piano and Noelle singing along, I think would be like perfect ending, and also just break my heart. We're all getting old. I'm old. Yeah, that's probably like where my problems come in, because I'm much more of a autisms than a ADHD thing. So I don't like do things for super long periods of time, but I do just do them constantly, like as a matter of routine kind of thing. I want Ralsei to be there, but I don't think Ralsei's going to make it to the end. I think he's the one that's not going to make it to the end. I don't think he's prophesied to die, but I think he's not making it to the end. Our boy. On a 1-2 combo. It will kill us all in real life. It will. I know. I have friends who are like, no, I don't want Ralsei to die. And I'm like, I don't either, but I think that's how it's gonna go. I think Noelle realized that Kris is her friend and not just a neighbor. I mean, I think she wants to. I think she wants to be friends with Kris again. So she's kind of just basically waiting for Kris to be like, yep, we're friends. And she'll be like, yay, yay. Because I think she wants that. Okay, that's a bittersweet ending. That's not a tragic ending. A tragic ending is like everybody dies, there is no hope, you know, you're stuck in the time loop forever kind of thing. But us having to let go of one character is, I don't think that's tragic. I think that's bittersweet. I think that is the bittersweet one. Because I think what the prophecy is setting up is that Kris is going to die. And that's what Kris is kind of expecting. Hate it from a writing standpoint? How come? Let's see. What am I even doing with the colors here? They're just kind of happening. I'm curious. Why would you find it irritating? I'm curious. Curious. Yellow. George. Whatever. They're big oven mitts. Also, what are you yelling at me about, computer? Yeah. Computer, stop yelling. Might have to do more soft shading here. A little bit like that. Hard to articulate exactly, but okay. I see, I see. I do have my reasons for why I think that's going to happen. I don't think it'll... I think it's one of those things where it's like, oh, you know... difficult for me to articulate to you without me basically laying out how I think, you know, things are going to happen in chapter 6 and 7. So he's real in chapter 3 and would give him an easy out for character growth from that standpoint where his life doesn't matter. Yeah, that is a concern. I think definitely, like, the takeaway we're supposed to take from it is that his life matters. So if that's done, I'd want it to do it in a way where, like, his life does matter. It does have meaning. He is his own person, basically. This is not Susie's parent. This is Sunny. Sunny is actually a decent person, unlike Susie's parent. Yeah, I mean, I prefer the subverted tragedies too, and I'm pretty sure so does Susie. I think I need to take a stretch break here, actually. Do we have a finished Sunny? I'm gonna have to probably go back in with some multiply layers later just to help fill them out, but here's a little bit of color for now. No, I don't want Susie's parent to look like that. Sunny is a nice person. Also, Sunny is a teenager. That should not be Susie's parent. I don't know what her human parent would look like, but not Sunny. Something else. Not like that. Sunny's a teenager. But yeah, I have my reasons for why I think Ralsei won't make it to the end. But that basically is like my chapter 6 and 7 fanfiction. Which, maybe after chapter 5, if I'm like, okay, this is still on track, I'll write it out. Like, the reasoning why I don't think he would make it to the end. Although I absolutely understand, like, that is the inherent tragedy about it. Because, like, he does deserve to live. He does deserve to have his own, you know, personhood and stuff like that. Like, Susie is correct about Ralsei. And that's in the tragedy of it. Susie's human parent, extreme twist. Her human parent is the one that's purple, and the monster one was like regular flesh colored. that would be extremely funny, actually. I got my skin color from my human parent, actually. Good twist. Very funny. Again, I still like that idea of, like, humans in Undertale Deltarune are, like, the reason why we have some of our Simpsons yellow is because they have, like, Doug colors. Like, humans are just multicolored. Some are blue and purple and green and stuff, like in the show Doug. Which is why Mr. Kattenheimer, the cat dad, like, talks like Mr. Dink from Doug. so fluffy! I like to draw the fluff! My pet is not fluffy, so I must make up for that in art. I must do extra fluffs. It's like that one meme. It's so fluffy! I'm like, yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I expected for this chapter. Yes, the Mr. Dink memes. He is Mr. Dink. He calls Asriel Douglas. He's purple like Mr. Dink. That is true, like, if it's like regular floof, like it is moth fluff, like, warm? I don't know. I'd have to ask a bug expert. But it looks like it'd be warm. Alright, I'll be right back for one more stretch and water and stuff. Alrighty, I'm back! I'm back! Like a sheep! Also, I just realized, speaking of Doug, I need to watch the Pop Arena episode on Doug, because Pop Arena is really good. Ectotherms. Could be, because, like, technically, insects get their... Yeah, I think it's they. Famously drawn to flames. Speaking of, let's do some grillbies. Some grills. Look at this little guy. He's so cute. Moths are famously drawn to flames, like the sun. Alright, we're gonna have to mess with this a little bit. Grilby's just so adorable. Baby Grillbs. Yeah, also Paparina's Nickelodeon series is really good, so I need to catch up on the Doug episode. Because that was like the one like Nicktoon I probably watched the most. Like I did watch a lot of Rugrats, because that's probably the most popular one. But even as a kid I didn't like Ren and Stimpy. I didn't really watch Ren and Stimpy. And a good grief, what was the other popular? There was like 4 popular Nicktoons. I'm trying to remember what they all were. I'm totally drawing a blank. Yeah, that was a while ago. Do you think Dog's Future Past had a bittersweet ending? I actually thought it was kind of happy ending. I guess like if you get the sense of like Kara, you know, passed on, but I always took that as like a happy ending for Kara. That they weren't like bound to the world anymore. They could actually like move on. But I guess some people didn't like that. As pure necromancy. I guess that is kind of what Addertail did. They pretty much like, nope, Kara's back now. I'm like, okay, they're back now. A little bit of orange on the thing. But yeah, at least for me, I didn't see that as an unhappy ending, but people might disagree. Get rid of that a little bit. Okay, I'm glad somebody agrees. I thought Doug's Future Past was supposed to be a happy ending. Everybody lives. Okay, my little chocolate. Yeah, I swear this brush. I do appreciate the fact that during the anniversary, Toby really, you know, stuck up for Kara. That was a good moment. I'm glad that he tipped the scales in favor of Kara instead of Toguri. Okay. We'll see how Deltarune goes. Again, I do think that Ralsei won't make it, but I definitely am not on board with like the idea that, oh, you know, they're all doomed, it's a time loop and they'll never get out. I don't think any of the Light World characters are going to die. Not even Rudy. I think the world will be saved and stuff. I guess the thing is, I think the reason that Ralsei is not going to make it is because it's basically going to be either a Kris or Ralsei situation, and that you can't save Kris without like getting rid of Ralsei, and that's going to be like the heartbreak of it. That's going to, you know, really hurt Susie. Heck, it's gonna really hurt Ralsei, and it's gonna hurt me, and we're all gonna be hurt. Everyone was hurt in the making of this video. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Oh, it inspired your Charisk, Kris? Oh, that's cool. I don't ship Charisk myself, but like, that's cool. I'm glad that inspired you. That's really neat. That makes me happy. Like, yeah, there's a chance Rudy will die, but I am actually right now at least, I think he'll get close to dying. But I think, like, the threat of him dying is actually more useful than, like, him just dying. But it will get close. Ends in darkness. I do admit that video was very good. Okay, Kara getting revived is causing like a religious war? What? What? in your story? That's a lot of responsibility to put on a child. Codependent soulmate freaks, there's opportunity there. There is opportunity. I can see it. I can see it. Pretty certain you're not the only one either. Let's see. I have no clue what I'm doing with grills here. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our fiery pants. Considering how, like, the monster is kind of, in a sense, almost revered Kara. And I could see that kind of making things complicated, you know, because of the kind of person they were. I wonder how much of that was, you know, the Dreamers kind of hyping them up as like, oh, you know, we'll be able to rejoin humanity and stuff like that. Such a fascinating character for how little we know about them. Well, I want one of the pure black, thank you. Pure black. Oh no. He has suspenders, doesn't he? Actually, I should probably make sure I do a little thing on him first. Unless, is there a Grillby thing here? Okay, there is, yes. Cool. Yay. There is a Grillbs. I see it now. Yeah, you gotta make, like, your playlist for when you're working on projects. I do that, too. I need my project playlists. Which mostly ends up being my Undertale Deltarune playlist. To be honest. Really? I gotta have something on. Yeah, I can see it made for an ADHD thing, that's true. I will say, like, I like listening to, like, videos and, like, video essays and podcasts and stuff while I'm doing, certain kinds of art. Like, if I'm doing cleanup and stuff like that, that doesn't require a lot of brain power, I can put on, you know, people talking in videos. But if I'm in the planning stage of something, like if I'm thumbnailing or roughing stuff out and stuff like that, then, I can't do people talking. I have to switch to music. Probably picked that up from my parents. They're teachers, but they also, like, put on movies while they grade. So I got used to, like, having, you know, talking on in the background while you're doing something. Yeah, can't do it if I'm doing, like, the planning stage of something. Then it's too much, and I gotta actually think through it. If I have to think about what I'm drawing, then I am, can't have somebody else talking, because that's distracting. Villain monologue story, exactly one chapter before. Oh, interesting. Villain monologue, wait, never mind. I've changed my mind. So we gotta do, like, a little bit of orangey orange in the bow tie. Sometimes gotta do your decision to be funny. True. Oh, that's a really bright orange. Wow. Okay. It's okay. We'll work with it. Draw on top of it. It's fun to draw glowy stuff. It's fun. Also, I'm kind of realizing I'm not going to finish all the colors I wanted to today. So I have a question for folks now. Do you want me to continue doing this on Friday? Because I'm still just going to do an art stream on Friday, or would you rather I just finish this stuff on my own time later today, and then we'll do more Eldritchrune on Friday? I leave it up to you. He's so buggy, so cute. It's really adorable. Yeah, I'm doing an art stream on Friday because pretty much I was like, what game can I start before the Chapter 5? And then I was like, I don't have time to start a new game. I'm just going to do art on Fridays as well until Chapter 5. The latter? I'm supposed to decide, because I'm probably not going to finish the colors on this page today. So, should I finish this on Friday on stream, or should I just finish this on my own time today, and then on Friday we'll do more Eldritchrune? Basically, what do you guys want to see? It would take me like 8 hours to play through Undertale. I'm not going to do that on stream on Friday. I don't have time. So it's up to you guys. Do you want more of this Friday, or do you want Eldritchrune on Friday? Eldritchrune next time? It'll probably just be more ending stuff. I don't have anything prepped for the next comic with Azrael. So it's just going to be more progress on the ending. Pretty much. You can do ER? Okay, then I can finish this, like, off stream. We still got, like... We got, like, Jaws, Moz and Courier and stuff to do down here. Cooking with kindness drawings more? Maybe I should poll. I never know how to set up polls on this kind of stuff. I hope Garrison shows up at the end. Yeah, that one Courier Newfic was really good. I'm like, oh, Garrison would be really cool, actually, in this situation. That was neat. Okay, I'm probably going to go back in here later with some effects. But... yeah, I was also like a little glow or something. Sorry, I'm just guessing. It does mean if I finish it today, it'll be done sooner. But actually, I hope I can finish it today. This is taking me a little longer than I thought. Trying to spend a little bit of time coloring. It's nice to spend that time coloring. But I'm good either way. It's either this or more Eldritchrune. Let's plow through it. And I want to plow through it. I want to make sure it looks nice. I'm mostly just wondering, okay, I do want to finish this soon, but I don't know how much time I'll have later in the week, because aside from also having to work on Anthrophractal, make sure that gets done, I really want to make sure I get my job stuff done before I take my days off to play Chapter 5. So I'm probably going to work on that a little bit off hours as well. Just so I'm not coming back into work after Chapter 5 with like, I got a deadline finished up kind of stuff. Let's see. Purple on the thing. Not a lot, but at least like try and get some more shots done technically after work hours. Yeah. Stop that, computer. Stop that. Stop yelling. I don't know. I mean, as they said, it can only end one way. We know the green soul's gonna die. Because they all die in the end. Except for Frisk. Frisk is the exception. A little bit of orange here, actually. But I don't know what we'll actually see on screen. Okay. Maybe I should make a poll. I need the purple again. Yeah, purple! Purple, good grief. He's so cute. I'm not sure what you mean by absolves Asgore's crimes, because it it doesn't. Okay. I should probably put his glasses on a separate layer. We have to do some glass stuff there. Separate layer. Yeah, I hope it does. I don't know if they just woke up and left so much as like maybe they were finally given a proper burial as opposed to, you know, just being left in the left in coffins in the basement. Asgore, fuck them kids. Yeah, I figured it's because they're actually like giving the bodies a proper burial. It's really kind of gross to leave bodies in coffins out in the air. Ugh. And I guess mostly a way of like just showing that happen. It's like, okay, we are actually going to do this kind of thing. All right. Sometimes it's a little difficult to get your point across in like not much words, but that was the impression I got, was like that the bodies are being buried, symbolic, freed from how they were being used. Yeah, it could also be that. Okay, turn this off actually. You're a little bit of a rim line on that. You know what? This might be the first time I've drawn Grilby. Have I ever drawn Grilby before? Maybe in Dogs of Future Past. I can't remember. Holy crap. Have I drawn Grilby? Have I done it? I'm a little scared now. Have I not drawn Grilby before? I must have, right? I must. I must have. 10 years. I must have some doodles of him somewhere. I'm a little scared. I can't remember when it was, but it must have been at some point. But now I can't recall when I did. It does. I'm like, how could I not have drawn Grilby? Do you watch Knowing Better? Yes, I do. I'm subscribed to him on Nebula, because I have Nebula. I recently just watched the first Hawaii video. It was very interesting. They're hungry for the Grillbert. They want the Grillbs. I don't know how he's sweating if he's a fire, but it's fine. It's fine. He's cute! Okay. He's cute. Oh, does Courier not have a neck? Okay, that's good to know. I didn't know that. Also, I have to ask, is Courier a reference to Courier New? Next is Maz. We're gonna do Maz next. That's true. That is true. He does do it in canon, so it's fine. Okay, I'll have to remember that. I'm gonna have to erase Courier's neck. Thank you for the references, by the way. They're a big help. Alright, I'm gonna switch over to... I tried to save some stuff of Maz. I love me a shark! Kinda, yeah. Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad about this information. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure about this from the sprite, but I'm glad that this reference confirms it, that yes, the thing in Maz's fin is like a hook. Okay. I'll modify that slightly so it's more clear it's a hook. Okay. I'm glad to know this information. We carried deliveries an idea of him being a skeleton called Courier. Does it make sense? That's true. Why are the skeletons all human skeletons? Good point. They should be other skeletons too. A bird skeleton. Okay, bird skeleton makes sense. Okay. Yeah, why are they all human skeletons? Hook earring. Okay, that's what it is. I was like, what is that gold thing in his fin? Is it like an earpiece or whatever? Like he says, but no, it's a hook. Okay. He's a little fruity. Just a little. I would solve the problem of Hawaiian history being too detailed to fit in one video by making the video obscenely long. That is true. Again, that was like a, 2.5 hour video just, and he's like, yeah, this is part 1 of 3 for Hawaiian history. I found it very fascinating because, yeah, that was most of what I had heard around the internet too, was, it was Hawaii being colonized was like a pretty standard colonization story, and then being like, oh, our actual records are like, this was actually a lot more complicated about Hawaii, like Hawaii's monarchs kind of willingly went into that kind of thing. I'm like, okay, that's fascinating. So I'm excited for the rest of that video. I did enjoy the first one. Yeah, I think I might have missed. Wait, did it? No, I did get Maz in the shot, right? I think I did. I missed looking around his broom though. Hello, thank you for coming. Working on Maz, chum. Might make this a slightly off black for the fin. Yeah, thank you for the references. I wonder if I can set up a poll to ask about when I'm gonna stream on art next. I haven't done polls much on Twitch, but surely I can figure that out. Surely. I like his big shark face. Literally, sharks are my favorite animal. I have sharks all around my house. They've been my favorite animal since I was a kid. I suppose if I came up with another persona, I should probably do like a shark persona or something. But I'm really not good at coming up with original characters outside of a narrative, as we discussed earlier. So I'm like, what's their backstory? They're a shark. Don't call us Shirley. Hey, I've never actually seen Airplane. I probably should. One of them classic comedies. Airplane was one of those movies that, like, I would just constantly see at the Blockbuster. Like, they had, like, 10 copies of it at Blockbuster all the time. Stream Airplane. I did stream some movies from my Discord chat sometimes. We watch Gargoyles over Discord, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna introduce you to Gargoyles! We're gonna watch some Gargoyles! I had forgotten how, like, weird stuff gets in the Avalon arc, though, in Gargoyles. Stuff gets pretty dang weird. My gosh, I was obsessed with Gargoyles when I was little. I think I have one of the toys laying around somewhere. You think the Shelter will Dark World will be in Chapter 6 or 7? I think it'll be Chapter 7, and I think it'll be a pretty short Dark World. I don't think it's going to be like, well, the entire chapter is going to take place in the Shelter. I think we're going to spend like a little bit of time there. That's my prediction. I just don't think there's much to do. Like, we'll have some important things to do, but I don't think it's going to be like a chapter's worth of stuff. is truer to life than Macbeth. Makes sense. I do love how in Gargoyles, Macbeth is just like one of the reoccurring villains of the show, and it's like, yeah, just the Shakespeare character Macbeth is a bad guy in Gargoyles, and he like flies around and has robots and stuff like that, and you're just gonna have to deal with that. It's very fun. Anyways, I think more cartoons should just like, I don't know, put Shakespeare characters in randomly. Real life Macbeth killed Duncan in battle, and Duncan invaded his lands, and his clan was also next in line to rule. I need to read up on the history of that. It wasn't a duplicitous thing. I imagine stuff gets exaggerated a lot for the sake of a narrative. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of light world stuff in Chapter 5. My take right now is that basically, like, we'll start off a little bit in the light world, like, as they're prepping for the festival. Then we're going to go to Asgore's place, do the dark world, and then after that, we'll be able to go back to Castletown one more time, and then it's going to be festival to, like, close out the chapter. That's my take right now. Like that? I don't know. Yes, please! Yes, please! Show me! Show me, show me, show me, show me, show me, show me, show me! Show me the shark! Show me the shark! I know, 10 days! Ah! It's so soon! If Susie did have only one of her parents in hometown, I think it's the monster parent. I don't think there's any other humans in hometown. I think it would have been a thing of, like, her human parent, like, dropped her off there with the monster parent and then, like, left. And she's gone. He's gone. Whoever it was, I'm pretty sure it was the mom. But no other humans in town right now. It's her monster parent. Like, if we even see, like, Susie's human parent, it's gonna be, like, a silhouette in a flashback. We're not even gonna see what they look like. Because, God forbid we show any other humans in this game. Not for you! I keep messing with these pants. I'm not sure if I like the shading on these pants. I'm probably just gonna have to... Let's do a little bit something softer, actually. It's bothering me a bit. I'm pretty agnostic about the ear thing, but like if that is true, I will laugh really hard on your behalf, Pie Point. I will laugh very hard if that punished you, because I again, I'm like neutral. I don't think that's necessary, but if that happened, I would I would like. Susie has human ears. That's why they're tucked into her hair. I don't think that's a necessary thing for Susie being half human, but like, it would be really funny if that happened. And it's kind of based off the fact that, like, there's that parallel between Susie and Mew Mew. With, like, oh, my cat who drinks the milk is Mew Mew. Like, Mew Mew's whole thing is, and the bow. Mew Mew's whole thing and Mew Mew Kiss a Cutie is, oh, she's embarrassed by her cat ears, which she normally doesn't have, because humans don't have cat ears, kind of thing. Like, stuff like that. Realistic human ears! Just like the almond milk, but it's in ears. That might ruin the moment, but that would be so funny. Sure, why not? This is what she was hiding from us all along. Just realistic human ears, which would look extremely weird. Also, I just realized Moz has the black fin stuff on his hands as well. Interesting. Okay, I actually need to take a stretch break, and then we'll do one more of these. Actually, while I'm taking my stretch break, I'll try and set the poll for what we're gonna do. Okay, that Moz drawing is so cute! Oh no! Oh no! Look at his face! Look at his. I love him. I love him. I love him. That's what I'm freaking out about. Maw's origins. I love him so much. I want a plushie of him. I could add him to my shark plushie collection, please. It's so cute. Oh no, he's so cute. Okay, where do I do polls? Manage poll. Okay, here we go. Create a new poll. What art should I stream on Friday? More coloring Eldritchrune ending progress. Okay. Allow additional votes. No. Duration. We're gonna put 3 minutes on that. Poll time. There we go. While I stretch. Poll time. Poll time. Okay, that's up to Rosarade to share because it's their art. I don't want to share without their permission. If you're okay to share, I'll put it on screen, but I don't want to do that without your permission. Yeah, you have to put Luna and Sunny plush together. You gotta get them in a pack, true. Alright, meanwhile I will stretch, and we'll see what the poll says. Feel free to share. Okay, I'll put that on screen, while we do this. Okay. Save image. My desktop. Moz. Boop. Surprise! I'm gonna open that. Desktop. Don't look at all the stuff on my desktop. It's a mess. Here it is. Okay, please look at this. It's so cute. You used to have Homer hair. Look at how round. Look at his little feet. It's so cute. His tie. I like how the teeth just stayed the same no matter what. Stubs. I love this kind of stuff. I love people's original earliest drawings on napkins and sketchbooks and stuff. It's my favorite. He's eating something. The most adorable way to die horribly. And that's why Sunny's fine with it. Sunny's like, this is fine because it's cute. Looks like a kindergarten class pet. Poor design aspect. True. True stuff. Yeah, I love that part of the process where just you're throwing stuff down on paper. The first stage of ideas is so fun. Hello, thank you for coming. I'm taking my stretch break and then we'll do one more session. And then I gotta get lunch and I gotta go get crickets for Alfie's and check on the garden that I broke my back doing yesterday. Undertale Purple Stripes. I am doing some fan art for Cooking with Kindness today. We're taking a little break from the Eldritchrune AU I'm usually working on with Eldritchrune, and stuff like that. I know it was my own fault. I was lifting around a 50-pound bag of soil and I am not in shape at all. And I was trying to shovel all that soil into a bunch of pots and stuff like that. And then this morning I was like, oh no, ow, 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 ow. So I do gotta lift with my knees. I didn't even carry it that far. I used carts most of the way, but I had to carry it from my door to my balcony, and then I was just shoveling soil all over the place, and even that was breaking my back. Okay, how did the poll end? View results. Oh my goodness. Okay. It's gonna be more cooking with kindness. Gotcha. So I won't finish this out today then. I will finish it on Friday. Which means you might have to wait a bit for it to be finished, but then we can like spend a little more time on it, and I'll do some shading, etc., etc. All that goodness. I'm glad you're making progress on your game. People are so talented. I wish I could program. People be so talented. What's your premise for an Undertale Purple? Yeah, like I can make sprites and I can animate okay. My animation is not the best because I do mostly storyboards, and that's not quite the same as animation. Like, I understand the principles kind of roughly, but I haven't had much practice. Or say without spoiling. Okay, I'll be right back for one more stretch. Alrighty, I'm back. Back in action from the stretch. Oh, do I have a Discord? Yes, I do have a Discord. Let me get the link of that for you. It's a pretty chill place. You're welcome to come in. Where's a... Oh, I just want to invite to server thing. Copy. Okay. Here is my Discord server. Fun, chill place where we just chat about stuff. A lot of Undertale and Deltarune. Okay. Oh no, that's cute. Okay, I have to save this one too. They have a little mustache. Okay. I will show that off as well so people can see the cuteness of graph paper drawings. Find it again. Here we go. Look at it! His little mustache! That's adorable! I thought somebody was talking on my phone for a second. That's so cute! It's adorable! Yeah, you don't have to type regularly. We got, like, for all Discord servers, you know, we got regulars and we got people who only pipe in now and then. Whatever your preference is. I'm in a whole bunch of Discord servers that I never talk in. So I'm like, I don't have time. All I have time for is, like, what I'm doing myself. But yeah, that's such a cute drawing. Alright, what was I using for colors here? That's so cute. Mamma mia. I'm glad that Luna is very different from like Top Chef, for example. You know this beast? Please don't come back. Let's find a true master of bread. True enough, true enough. Yeah, the server doesn't look like a Deltarune server because I originally created it for my original webcomic, Skybox. Not so much that anymore because Skybox finished a while ago. Maybe, like, especially if I do whatever the next big Deltarune project is after the full game is out, I'll finally, like, update what it looks like. But, for now, it's still, like, listed as Skybox because that was the project I was working on for almost 7 years. Crazy amount of time. I guess Anthrofractal would count as the newest original one, but I'm kind of not made that as well known, and I don't think it's as popular. But it's been a fun test of things. Nothing else got me to figure out how to use Aesoprite, so that's cool. What type of project do you have in mind after Eldritchrune? I want to do a really big Deltarune project. I have something in my... Like, it will depend a lot on how Deltarune finishes, but I have an idea in mind where I'm like, okay, if Deltarune ends, how I'm kind of leaning towards it ending, then I think I can make this work. It is the kind of thing where, like, it would require, like, people who can voice act and do sound design and editing and stuff like that, so I need to, like, assemble a team. So I'm also kind of, like, saving money, one, to take time off of work to do it, because I would want to devote some time to it, and two, to, like, pay people to, like, do that kind of work for it. So I don't want to say too much because it depends a lot on how it ends, but I do want to do a big project that will involve, like, more people, basically, than usual. More than a comic. I just think that would be really fun to do. Oh, yes, I'm the one making Anthrofractal. I gotta... I finished the most recent update for next Tuesday, but I've got to do some other things for it soon. Nice, nice. Yeah, voice act. I need I know I'll need voice actors because I cannot voice act worth crap. People to do maybe music, maybe not, but at least do, like, sound design and stuff like that. And I'm like, I think I might need to learn Blender. Basically, a lot of stuff. Pretty involved. Which is why I'm trying to... It depends a lot on how Deltarune ends. Deltarune might totally end a different way and, like, upend my plans for it. But if it ends in a place where I can work with that, then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, scary. Especially though, like, I think I want to take time off of work to do it, because especially in this industry, that's a scary prospect. But I'm trying to save money. That is the unfortunate thing also, just from both my wrist problems and just getting older, is I'm like, oh no, I probably can't do a big project like that and work at the same time. I'm gonna have to choose. So if I choose the project, then I'll have to make sure I can financially deal with that. But depends a lot on how it ends, because I want to do a big project when the game ends, but hopefully it'll be fun. Let's just say I'm trying to study analog horrors. Trying to figure out a little bit more about how that genre works. Yeah, contacts. That's the important part. It's all about who you know who can help you. Toby said as such. I'm very much definitely my weak spot is, like, I'm so used to just kind of, like, doing everything myself. That's how I've done it since I was a kid. I'm like, you can't actually do that, dude. You gotta, like, have people help you. That's what it's all about. But especially with, like, artists, you know, you get into the sense of like, nope, I'm just gonna leave me alone to do my project kind of thing. Yep. Oh yeah, I'll do the red tie. I'm just doing the suit first. Make sure we got everything. He's got all these little buttons and stuff on it too. Also, I should probably look at the reference, because the reference was very good for the suit and stuff like that. I love those shoulder pads he's got on the suit. They're so good. Big shoulder pads. Also, I need to put the black on his fingers as well. Can't forget. I'm with you in the shark. I don't know why that came with that. Don't forget. I'm with you in the shark. Actually, let's do that a little more. Okay, I will check it out when I'm done with the stream, which we will finish at noon. Because I gotta take a break and, you know, eat my lunch, all that stuff. He is very triangle. True. But don't worry, if I don't look now, I'll take a look once I'm finished. And I will finish soon, because I need my lunch. Okay, this is... I'm mapping out rough colors there. I'm wondering if I should use the smooth brush again. So do not worry, I will see. Definitely working on anthofractals made me kind of appreciate, like, pixel art more. I don't think my pixel art is all that good. I think I'm still too used to, like, doing, you know, traditional analog art with it. But it makes me appreciate people who, like, make really good pixel art. It's a whole nother discipline. Yeah, I've definitely been trying to do more Undertale, Delta, and fangames. I did Outertale finally. I really enjoyed, I enjoyed TS Underswap. Of course, I'm doing some Cooking with Kindness fan art right now. People make really good stuff. At the very least, I'm much better with, like, this kind of, narrative-driven stuff. I know a lot of the Undertale fangames are basically, like, boss battles in terms of, like, here, we're gonna fight Sans again, but he's even crazy harder, and those ones I haven't really checked out, because, I would not do well. I would do quite poorly. But I like the narrative games. Yeah. I swear, every time. Yeah, I know how that is too. We're like, I want to show off these characters, but I can't because it's spoilers. Ah! And you kind of go a little crazy. Yeah, the Dreamer Reborn game. I hope Fats is doing well. I know sometimes life just really gets in the way. It's a danger for any project. Very nature is clouded in mystery. That makes sense. Yeah, I'm much more used to traditional art stuff. Although, I haven't done much traditional art. I still need to post, like, my dream sketches again. I'm trying to do more of those. But that's all I used to do. I used to only draw on paper. Because I'm an old fart, and I existed before the internet did. And my earliest times drawing was literally just drawing comics for myself on paper. Just, like, in a corner of the house. And then I got older and never stopped doing that. Oops. Oopsie-doo. Luckily, I also have a job doing mostly that, so it all worked out. I like that his suit is purple. Yeah. I like this brush, but it can get a little bit out of hand. So I wonder if I should do a little bit deeper shadow there. Just a little bit. Like, I know people complain about fandom stuff a lot, but the thing I find really nice about fandom is just like how you can see people being really talented because they're passionate about something. I think that's really cool and worthwhile. I think that's neat. Okay. Just gotta do his golden buttons. Gold. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'll look at the stuff on Discord in just a bit. I'll probably go back in here later with more outline and stuff like that. Oh, I just realized his collar is a separate color from... I shaded this wrong. Okay, we're gonna have to do this again. Oh well, that's fine. It happened. It happened. It's because his collar is purple, it's not blue like the rest of the suit. I gotta fix it. I mean, actually, I realized in the concept art his shirt is black, but it looks like in the sprite his shirt is white. Is either one good then? Because the red ties are either way, but I suppose, oh, he's got a black shirt in the concept art. The velvet inlay, yeah. It's some kind of purple guy. Oh no! Purple guy! By the way, what is purple guy's deal in Deltarune? What is he doing? Ice me up, boss! Ice me up! Why do you want to be iced up? Why are you all so strange? Back for the last few minutes! We're working on Moz! But don't worry, I will probably be doing more of this on Friday because the people have spoken! And they want more cooking with kindness. You found the sprite? That makes sense. I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, that is definitely a tough part, is like finding people who will do stuff long term is tricky, which is literally why I'm like trying to save money for it. I'm like, people might be more inclined if they were paid. And also people like people's work is, you know, important. But I can't pay like industry standard, but at least something. At least something. Okay. What sort of project is this? Not sure you're talking to. Yeah, that's the thing, is that it's really difficult to keep projects going long term. A lot of people don't get all the way to the end. People will be like, oh, why doesn't Toby do this, or this in the game? And it's like, my dude, try actually making a game, and you'll be like, oh, this is hard. This takes a really long time. That's why it's not happening the way we think. Yeah, Undertale Yellow, like the ones that have come out all the way, like Undertale Yellow and Outer Tail, I do think those are kind of like outliers. Man, I'm really trying to say, I think I might go for the black shirt in this. It might work better in the illustration than the sprite. Let's go for the black shirt. Again, I do hope that TS Underswap gets all the way through, because I was really enjoying TS Underswap. But life is hard. Life gets in the way all the time. I always have so many, like, artist friends who, like, you know, something comes up where they got to take care of, like, a sick relative or injury or something comes up, and then they just, like, they can't do their work anymore, and it's depressing! Yeah, that was a pretty dang big game. I think you're at least smart with Cooking with Kindness to be like, we're gonna set this in one location, and the parts that make it different are, like, time and how NPCs change and stuff like that. That seems like a much easier thing to do than, like, programming what Undertale Yellow did and, like, program all these new areas that you gotta traverse through. I think that was probably a smart decision. Alright. Let's be prepared. Be prepared for stuff taking a while. And I get that kind of thing. Like, I usually give myself big projects. Really, again, like, Skybox took, like, you know, 7 years to finish. I have no clue how long Anthrofractal's going to take. It'll take as long as it takes to, you know, get through stuff. But I'm also a bit of an outlier in that front, and also, I've been doing that since I was a little kid, literally. Like, when I was a little kid, I used to just, like, draw pages and pages and pages of comics by myself, so I got, pretty used to doing that kind of thing. I realize that's just, like, that's how I roll. But a lot of artists, like, want to take on a big project and then realize, oh, actually, I don't know if I can devote this amount of time to it. Almost done by the time I started. Yeah. Oh, that's rough. I actually do agree with that. I know people are like, oh, it's going to represent the humans from Undertale. I don't think that necessarily is going to happen. One, because, like, we don't know what those humans look like or how they acted in Undertale. I'm trying to figure out the tie. I think it's going to go around in this way. We don't know how those humans acted in Undertale, so, like, setting that in stone, it does kind of limit people's creative freedom in terms of, like, you know, what they can do with the humans on their own. Because they'll be like, it's not like how it is in Undertale kind of thing. Like, people already do that with Yellow too much. So, however the flowers are in Eldritchrune, I don't think it's going to be like, and this is how the fallen humans are in Undertale. I don't know if that would work very well. Yeah, definitely makes sense to, like, you know, if you can do, like, big projects if you've got the experience, but you do got to build up the experience doing it. However you give yourself that experience, it is very useful. I like this bright red tie. It's good stuff. That's what I'm working on right now. It is Cooking with Kindness, which was the fan game that I played a couple weeks ago. The demo for it, anyway. And I really enjoyed it. So I'm like, I want to draw the characters. So that's what we're doing today and Friday as well. Yeah, the one thing I can see is, like, okay, maybe the golden flower is tied to Asriel in the sense that, like, the same way that Undertale Flowey is tied to Asriel in Undertale, but the whatever the golden flower is in Deltarune is not Undertale Flowey, because that is a particular take on that character. If it's tied to Asriel, it will be tied to Deltarune Asriel, who is a different person from Undertale Asriel, if that makes sense. Although I saw something and I had a terrifying thought, and it's like, okay, if these are flowers that are based on, like, you know, Asgore's, you know, talking to them in relationship to them, and, you know, maybe they're not based on Undertale humans, maybe they're like, maybe they look like dreamers. What if they're paper trail? What if the paper trail colors? What if that happens? I'm going to crash out. What if they look like dreamers? I'm scared. I didn't even think about it until somebody else pointed that out. I'm like, wait a minute, that's a real danger. They could be dreamers. Oh no, they could be paper trail. Mandatory Lynx studies at Eldritchrune school. Help! The paper trail Ralsei's revenge. Ah! I don't like. Okay, I have no. Maybe they'll just look like regular flowers. Maybe it'll be that. But I'm like, oh no, that's a possibility. Oh no. Yeah, they're canonically the wedding flowers, so it could happen. It could happen. And then I was thinking about the merchandise thing of Ralsei's always getting mixed up with flowers. That hasn't happened yet. Oh no! What if he's confused for a wedding flower? Oh no! Oh no! Terrifying things could happen. Oh, well, thank you for stopping by for a few seconds. I'm gonna stop soon anyway. I gotta get my lunch. And we'll finish this, I'm also gonna have to go through and, add outlines to them and probably some multiply layers, stuff like that. Ralsei becomes this world's Flowey. I don't know if I quite like the tie like this. I might need to pull it back a little bit. You can tell how out of practice I am with coloring. Whew. Ugh. Maybe if I have time over the summer, I'll also do some studies again. I really need to do some studies. Are you owed royalties if the names are also anagrams? That'd be cool, but no. Like, that would be a terrifying prospect for both me and Toby. Terror. I look like Bowser because they got big teeth. Big teeth. Okay, I gotta stop soonish. Gotta have big teeth. If you're a shark, suck my dick. I'm a shark. Okay, what would absolutely, like, fill me with pure terror is, like, if the wedding flowers were dreamers and they had the colors of, like, you know, the paper trail princess. And then also if any one of the names matched. If they also had anagram names and those matched. Then I might just, explode and die. I don't know how that could possibly work. That feels too much. At that point, I do have to start asking questions. I'm like, wait a minute. It can't be like that. It just cannot be like that. So let's not assume that will happen. The color flowers are going to look like dreamers, then what makes Ralsei? It's a good question. It's always been an open question. Like, what would, you know, Asgore do if he saw Ralsei? They have anagram names, but none of them match up. No. I don't know if that's better or worse. Okay, it's better actually. It would be way worse if they matched up. Then I would be scared. Look at the Bowser sprites. Nice. Nice. Never played any of, like, the Mario and Luigi games either. They look fun though. From the Undertale Solar, they're all shifted one name down. No! No! I was gonna say I'm not scared about Chapter 5. I'm excited. Now I'm a little scared. Maybe I have reasons to fear. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just being dumb. I'm sure things will be different. Before the end of stream. I'm gonna end the stream in, like, just a little bit, actually. I probably should do it, like, now. We're gonna finish this on Friday. Mario and Luigi are very good. That's what I hear. That is what I hear. They look fun. A little bit of that. Yeah, we're gonna have to, like, smooth this out later. That kind of stuff. I do hear good things about Mario and Luigi. Also, I wanted to try, like, the Mario RPG series sometime. I never quite got to that. Like, Yoko Shimomura, can't go wrong with that. I think I heard, like, Beware the Forest Mushrooms, like, well before I even knew, like, what that song was from. Let's see. No eyebrow. Ready for Mr. Angry Eyes. A little bit of that. I'll have to go over that later. I'm trying to put down regular colors. Making pretty good progress. Pretty good. Probably should do his teeth before I do the other half of his mouth. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and stop here for now. We got a decent one, and I'm probably just gonna do like a little basic color on these little guys in the middle. I just wanted to do a variety of guys, but we got cute stuff done. Like, let me turn off the line layer. Made pretty good progress on like Luna and Sunny and Grillbs, Baby Grillby, and stuff like that. So this has been very fun, and I'm glad I got to see those cute little, like, early sketches of everybody. But the people have willed it. We will, instead of finishing this today, I will finish this out on Friday. We'll do another Friday art stream, and we'll finish this out, and then probably, if we can finish that out Friday night, these will get posted on next Saturday. So, good progress. It feels really good to, like, try and color again, even though it definitely points out, like, oh, I'm out of practice with color. I need to, like, do studies again, kind of stuff. But it's still nice to try it again. The Grimpsies. They're so cute. They're so cute. All that good stuff. Okay, I'm glad you would notice. It's always the kind of thing where, like, as an artist, you're like, I'm doing it all wrong, and then, like, nobody notices, and you're like, but I noticed! This kind of thing. But that's all good. Friday night cooking! True! Friend-powered Friday night cooking. We shall power the cooking and stuff. Anyways, thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. It's been very fun. Hello to new folks. Thanks for stopping by. And again, thank you for all the concept art. That was references. That was really helpful. They're so good. But yes, I will hopefully try and finish this on Friday, and then it'll get posted next weekend and stuff like that. Because then it'll be fun to do on stream some more. All that stuff. And I'll probably do a little bit more Eldritchrune later today. But yes, thank you guys for coming. You're so awesome. Hopefully I will see you all Friday. We're 10 days away from the new chapter! I'm gonna scream! Anyways, y'all are so cool. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you all next time. Alrighty. See you later.